Okay, hope you're having a great day, afternoon, morning, evening, or night, wherever you are. So we'll be adding a crouch animation to our scene. So there's a few things you're going to need to get started, which will be adding the animation pack, starter pack to your project, to your library. Now you can find this on the Fab Store. Again, just search for animation pack, animation starter pack. And here we'll get like some, crouch animation. So you can see there's a crouch here. And we're going to take that crouch walk and crouch idle and apply it to our project. Um, so to add that to your project, once you download it, my internet's slow, so I'm not going to download it because it's already installed. But I'm going to go here, add, show all projects. Then you're going to scroll to your project. So for us, it'll be called Scary Game or whatever you've called it. If you're using 5.5, it will say it's incompatible. No problem. You just change that to like the latest 5.2, which was the last one that it was updated for. And then just say add to project. And that's it. So once you do that, also I recommend you install the Fab UE plugin, the Unreal plugin for Fab. It's a great tool. It gives you access then to um, the Fab store within Unreal, making your life easier. All right. Anyway, let's jump into the project. So, boom, there's the project. So this is where we last left off. I'm just going to change the time of day, so it is daytime, so we can see a little bit. Okay, there we go. So where we left off, if I hit play, we have the cutscene animation, which is the little animation sequence we did in the last video, and then we transition to the first person, right? So since horror games, you want to be crouching, sneaking around so you don't get caught by a ghost or monster or whatever is around that corner, we need to assign like a key and an animation to control. So, for example, if we hold control down, we want to be able to control and walk and not get caught by the enemy. So we have a lower profile in the game from getting seen. So we're going to start adding that in. Now, like I said, when you add it into your project, you'll see you have the animation pack here, and all the animations are in there. So what we want to do is actually find crouch idle. So let's take this crouch idle here, and we want a crouch walk forward, which is this one here, these two. Right, I'm going to do one at a time. So we'll start with this crouch idle rifle, right? I'm going to right click, animation modify, sorry, not retarget animations. And we need to apply, so you're going to select it from here again. We're going to do the same thing. So where is it? I don't know why it didn't assign it, like it didn't, when I right clicked it should have just known, but you can assign it from here. Let's look for crouch idle. So this crouch idle, this is the one we want to use, and we want to retarget it to the many. So our simple many, SKM many. Okay, and as you can see, now we've retargeted that animation. We're going to say export animations, and of course we're going to just select, I'm going to select the animation starter pack just to save it into there and hit export. I'll leave everything as it is and export. And now you can see we now have the animation sequence with the new mesh, with our mesh, rather than the UE4 one, right? So we retargeted that. And we're going to do the same on the walk forward. So which would be this one. I'm gonna right click, retarget animation again. Now you can preview these. If you double click, you can preview the animations. I believe, where is it? Where's the walk forward? There's two walk forwards. So there's one there with the hands up, but we don't want the eye in sight, so we just want the almost the hands are down. You can of course get different animations. You don't need to use this starter pack. You can get from Mixamo or a different motion capture software, um, or your own animations that you want to import in. Anyway, we're going to use this for now, and then maybe later on we'll get better ones. Anyway, again, we'll assign this skeleton to the many. Boop, boop. There we go. Oh, did it crash or did it do it? Oops. I think I did it to the wrong. Let's just do this again. Retarget animation. So I think I selected the wrong one. So where's the walk forward? Walk forward, hip. We want to say, where's many? There we go. That's what we want. Export animation. Again, it'll be in this animation starter pack. Export. Export. Boom. So now we've got the idle and we have the crouch. These two, right? Maybe it might be easier if we take these two out of the folder, or should we put them in their own folder? So let me make it a new folder. So right click, new folder. I'm going to just call this crouch. And let's take this one. And where's the other one gone? Over there. And we're going to just drag those two in there. Move here. Yeah, so we've got those two. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do animation. We want a blend space. Where's blend space? Ba, 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 ba. Oh, cancel. Sorry, it's animation. I went to the wrong one. Not animation, blueprint animation. We want blend space. Where's 1D? Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Legacy. They moved. Actually, what's another legacy one? But there's blend space and then there's legacy 1D blend. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Right, we're gonna use the mannequin. Right, I'm gonna call this crouch. Change the new to crouch. All right, double click this. So what we're gonna do is change the horizontal axis to speed, name speed, and the maximum to 300, like that. We need to drag in our animation we've just created, so the crouch. Let's make this bigger, like so. Maybe I have to make that a little bit smaller so I can drag it in. So we want the idle hip. We're going to drag this in. Alright, and just place this over here. Let me change this. And then we're going to go to the idle walk and move this over here. Boom. So if we hit control, you can see now we're transitioning between the two. So I'm just control and dragging the animation, so you can crouch really slow, go fast, and slow. There you go. So control allows you can kind of drag the and see that blend happening, which is cool. All right. Okay, so let's hit save. So that's saved, and we're just gonna close this now. Oop, that's closed, and it's done. So we have our blend space created. Now we will need to search for. Let's go here. Our mannequin. Sorry, not that one. Third person. Maybe it's on the characters. Mannequins. I believe it's in animation. Manny. No, not animation. Ba, 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 bum, bum. Where's the many? Okay, so let's see. Animations is app many. Let this load. So this is our graph, like so. Okay, so let's just in the APB we want to go to anime graph, locomotion. and then in the walk and run, and then in here we're gonna add our blend space, right? So let's go here, animation, crouch, drag this in. Okay, so we want the ground speed to go into speed, boop, like this. We need to do a blend, so we need a blend from blend from ba ba bum bum ba bum ba bum ba ba bum blend what's it called? Blend. We have to do the blend, so it'd be blend boolean. Um, blend possessed by boolean. Okay, and then what we need to do is say this is true and this is false. This goes into our result here, and we need to also promote this to a variable. So right click, promote to variable is crouching question mark. Can move this over here, and we can leave those as it is. Compile and save. So then we can say if it's is it crouching, and then it'll be like yes or no, true or false, and it'll do the blend. Cool. So next, what we want to do is go to our event graph, and we need to add the crouching into this. So we need the movement component, and we need to add a new pin. So we're going to add a new pin. We're also going to copy this and paste this in, right? And then we're going to say is crouching, right? And then what we want to do is have a set. So we're going to say is it crouching, right? And then it'll go into here, and the pin, this new pin we added, will just go to the set, like so. Boom. And that should be there for what we need to do. Let me just make this nice and tidy, like so. There we go. Oops, I disconnected the pin, my fault. Hey, I must keep on disconnecting it. There we go. Anyway, compile, save. Okay, so now let's fix the idle section. So we need to go out here. Let's go back to locomotion. So you can go back one, go into idle, and then we need to add our blend space into this as well. So content, catch blend, boom. And then the speed, we want ground speed, get ground speed, which will go into this. All right. And we need the bool again. Blend. Is it blend bool? Blend possessed by bool. Right. Okay. So we need to disconnect this. This goes to false. This goes to true. This goes to our output, like the other one we did, the other blend. And then we need to say is crouching, and feed it into here. Compile, save, done. We can close this. Okay, so now we set up all of the animation in the blend space. If we hit play, right now nothing works. So crouch, you won't see your crouch because we haven't signed the action mapping to it. Let's just let this play through. So everything's still the same. Crouch, if I hold control, which it wouldn't work because we haven't assigned an action mapping. So we need to go to edit, project settings, And scroll down to input, somewhere down here, input. And we're going to need to add action mapping, and we're going to call this crouch. All right. Now you can assign this to the C key or control or whatever you want, your preference. I'm going to set this to control, the left control, like so. And I'm just going to close this. Now I'm going to go to our third person blueprint. So we don't need to worry about the animations, blend space anymore because we've already set this all up. What we're going to do is go to our third person folder, blueprints, and in here we want to add a crouch, right? So we want to say crouch. Where's our event? Uh, yeah, is it crouch? Did I spell it right? Crouch. I don't know how I spell it now. Yeah, event crouch. There you go. And on pressed, we want it to crouch. And then on release, we want it to uncrouch. All right. So uncrouch. There you go. So when we hold control, it will crouch. When we release, it uncrouches. Now, if you go here to character movement, we need to assign, set the crouch settings. So we have to enable it. So you can either let's scroll down, or we can just type it in. Actually, easier. Just write in crouch. So we need to make sure that can crouch is enabled. So this is working. So we allow it to work. And then in the crouched half height, so this is the the capsule. This capsule, you can change the size of that. So let's say let's do, I don't know, 50 for now. Okay. And hit compile and save. Now we go to hit play. Give it a second. Do 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 do. Let's press crouch. You can see now you can see our shadow there. We're crouching. We can walk, sneak around. No one's gonna see us. We're sneaky, sneaky. Now, I mean, I don't like the hand animation, but you can see now we can crouch and, oh, fell down. There you go. Crouch around the scene and not get caught. Or you can still run, jump, and you can go straight into crouch. There you go. Hide behind an object. There you go. Turn on the flashlight. Everything still works. There we go. So we've added crouching into our project. Okay, let's move on to some interactive elements in the scene that we can interact with next. So I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy your day, morning, evening, or night. Bye bye. Oops, I have to press escape.